What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. Here with my guy, Kenny Stubblefield, man. Yo. I don't know what you're doing, man.
I don't know what I'm doing either.
like,
Sometimes I don't know what to do with my hands, man.
It's like one of those things you tell a little kid, ain't gonna do a dance, and the kid just do anything. Go do something. Yeah, go
I feel
do
like
it.
I got my Jared McCain going over here. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Jared McCain. Best rookie in the NBA.
Yeah.
Paris Sharkey is a game time scratch. He will not be available today. He got some more important things. I'm gonna tell you what I'm about tired of, man.
What are you tired of?
I'm tired of you and Paris Sharkey, man.
Yeah, man.
I came to y'all and I said, hey,
yeah.
Let's just be a 3-man team.
Yeah.
Let's do our thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It started off good, man. Y'all guys got so much going on, man.
You
know, y'all just be leaving me behind, man. You know
what I'm saying? Nah, man. Listen, honestly, and I'm gonna be frank with you, dude. There might be some internal beef between me and Parrish, man.
Like, for real?
We can't get on the shows together, man. It's not
man.
you.
What's wrong with y'all, man? Hey,
y'all we might need to figure this out, Anthony. I don't know what's happening, bro.
Might need to get a third person to come in, a fourth person to come in and figure this out between y'all. But no, man, it's all good.
Relationship counseling over here, man. That's what we need.
For real, man. We the best team in the world, man. But you know, y'all guys got so much going on. I don't think people understand how difficult it could be for the three of us to get together and make this show happen for real. Especially with it be me. I'm messing with y'all, but it really be me to be a problem, man. Because I got day job, hustle job, other jobs. I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of flows of income. I'm just trying to make it, man. I'm just trying to put some gifts under the tree, man. You know what I mean? But
hey, man, you do what you do, brother.
Yeah,
we're here, and we're here for you. We're here for you, man.
Right. I got a non-profit organization. I'm getting ready to jump off, man. That's what's coming soon. Y'all get ready for it. We ain't gonna talk about it, man. But when it come out, just be ready for it. But big business is going down. But yeah, man, excited, man. Excited. I was trying to hop on for the people who are wondering what happened to Grind Season After Hours. Me and Christian Ingram were trying to put a show together yesterday. He had some stuff going on. I was like, Chris, we got to hop on, man. Like my show, I record out of sequence. Like I recorded before the game. So I haven't talked about the Grizzlies debacle against the Dallas Mavericks. I was trying to hop on with Chris last night. He couldn't hop on, had some family stuff he had to attend to. So here I am now. We're ready to jump into it. Episode 148 is live today, man.
I don't know why it's blue. I don't know why it's blue down there. Someone came in here.
Who came in here? Who came in here pushing buttons? Who's been in here pushing buttons, man? But nah. But no, man. Episode 148, we're about to go down. Shout out to the people watching on Twitter. Shout out to people watching on Facebook. At first, you're going to watch the show on YouTube live. As we put it out. But shout out to all our new visitors. Share this joint, man. Like if you watch it on Twitter, watching on Facebook, share it. Yeah. If you're enjoying, comment. Tell us what you're enjoying about the show. We like to see that feedback after the show is over.
Head over to the YouTube channel and comment, man.
Go to the YouTube, man. Because I ain't gonna lie.
Always in there. We're always in there talking.
Right, and I'm not gonna promise y'all that we're gonna be doing this forever. We're just kind of doing this as an experiment to see how it goes.
Yep.
But it's gonna come a time where we're gonna yank this away from you. You got to go watch it on YouTube. So yeah. Unless you want to sponsor the Facebook or the Twitter show, we can definitely make that happen for you. If you want to be the sponsor of the Facebook feed, we can definitely make sure it goes out to Facebook. If that's your preferred method of social media or Twitter, whatever, or X, whatever you're doing, or Blue Sky. Come on with the video, you bullshit.
Are they not doing video yet? They're not doing live over there yet?
Blue Sky is very scaled down. I think it's got potential, but it's really scaled down now. It's really scaled down.
I've been noticing you've been saying like you want to exit off of X by the end of the year. Let me ask you, what is the purpose? Like, why are you doing that?
The Elon machine is just kind of getting on my nerves. And it's like,
have you noticed, are you losing followers like crazy over there? I've lost like 75 followers in the last like 2 days.
Oh, I be blocking so many people, bro. I don't really know.
You don't even know.
I self-destruct my own followers a lot. So
it's weird because like I've seen more. Like I thought maybe it was because bots were being removed off of X, but I've seen more in my DM. Like my DMs are wild. Like, and it's not. I don't even do anything on X. It's like my DMs are wild. The more bots, more,
porn stuff.
Yeah. I mean, just crazy. Yeah, just bots and like. Anyway, It's crazy, man. Like it's that place is a wild
Yeah,
environment.
I'm out, man. Like the Elon stuff is crazy. Everything seems like a Trump advertisement. I'm like, all right, bro, I just can't.
Yeah.
It's just not the tour that I grew up on. It's just
Yeah.
really silly. Um, and it was a sweet spot to me when they first started the monetization thing. Because like, okay, if you're somebody who's doing your
Got a
thing on Twitter,
following. Yeah.
but it was just too much. Now it's like people got these bot accounts and these aggregator accounts and
Yeah.
like people you can't even have a conversation dimensions anymore. Like if somebody posts a video, you look into the comments and it's nothing but just other videos people are
Other
putting in there
videos, people
trying to
putting
get
stuff.
people to look at it. I'm like, bro, this is stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
just
bad.
only it seems like you're just a part of a matrix. It doesn't even seem like it's actual human
Yeah.
stuff going on. Everything is fake and everything is just reposting old videos and trying to get uh, trying to harvest engagement and all that type of stuff. It's just not the same anymore. And like and it's just so much just evil and stupidity on there. I'm like, I'm hoping that white liberal Twitter, aka Blue Sky, will save me.
I don't know, man.
That's all
Why-
Blue Sky is, bro. It's
Let
like
me tell you,
it's white liberal Twitter, bro. But go ahead.
it that even that community has gone nuts, bro. Like
Yeah.
that community has gone
Because
bananas.
I'm like,
Like,
y'all came over here to get away from Trump and Elon. Like, why are y'all still talking about Trump and Elon over here? Just
stop
like
talking.
about something else, man. Yeah, it's like it's
Like,
yeah,
tune into the Anthony Sain show. What are we
yeah.
doing? Like,
Man.
talk. Let's talk Grizzlies. Let's talk stuff that matters, not
Right.
that nonsense. Like, I saw, man. Let me just not. I don't want to get political here, but um, I'm sure it's big news all across the world. United Healthcare CEO was gunned down
Yeah, crazy.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And dude, the levels of like nastiness that I have seen from people that can't stand the healthcare system and that want universal healthcare, all that kind of stuff. The levels of nasty that I've seen from people with prominent accounts, like journalists, prominent accounts, calling, like saying, "Hey, man, like the dude died. Like, good job, whoever killed him." I'm like, bro, what are we
Bro,
doing, man?
we live in some sick times, bro.
We live
For
in
real.
some wild times, man. It
Mhm.
is crazy. It's crazy.
The
That
stuff
man
that
was a
some of these
husband and a father, man.
Mhm.
Like, what are you talking about?
the stuff that some of these like elected government officials are saying, bro, it's like, damn, bro. Like we live in a sick point of time right now, man. But
We do.
but
Let's get off that. But
yeah,
I
if you
just
were looking for the Memphis Grizzlies to be your escape from the world,
come hang out with
good luck
Anthony and
with
me,
that shit.
man.
No, I'm saying if you were looking for that the other night, it did not
Oh,
happen. As the Memphis Grizzlies blew a 13-point fourth quarter lead against the Dallas Mavericks, losing that game. Everybody's been breaking down what happened, what they think happened. People are blaming Marcus Smart. People are blaming the referees. People are blaming whoever, Taylor Jenkins, or whatever, the NBA. They just trying to make sure that certain teams they said, oh, they're just trying to load it up where certain guys, certain players are in the bubble, right? So they want to make sure Luka was in there, or whatever, right? So all these different reasons. And I'll say this: we recorded a show, Wednesday's show,
yeah.
and one of the questions I asked, "What are the Memphis Grizzlies?"
Yeah.
After that game, I'm even more confused of what the Memphis Grizzlies are. Right? I think that we're a very good team, but the frustrating thing is, it's like I can look at this and tell. I can look at the 6-game win streak and tell, even though they beat a bunch of schmoes during that run, I think this is a really good team. I think we're really good. I think that we're also good enough to beat a Dallas team that was pretty much full strength without us having 3 rotation players, and had them beat for most of the game. And we just got goofy in the fourth.
Yeah.
Like we still were beating that team's ass, bro. You know what I mean? Like we were beating
Yeah.
their ass like for the most of that game. But it's like I'm kind of stuck in the place where it's like, okay, I know this is a good team. We just got job back. Bane is in a legit funk. You're without Edie, without Vince, you're without Gigi, but I still feel like this team is really good. I'm not here. I don't have a Taylor Jenkins rant for you guys. I'm just not talking about this Thursday night. So I don't have a I'm mad at the referee. Shout out to my guy Connor Dunning, who's been doing Gabe Coon show, who had an epic rant. Only thing I'll just say these couple things as far as wrapping up that game. I don't like to see the memes or the graphics on Twitter that show how good John and Jaren are doing in spite of only playing less than 30 minutes a game. Like that, there's nothing cute about it. That's not impressive to me, bro, because I want to see us go out with our guys going out against your best guys, or our guys putting your guys away, and there's no need for them to be playing with 5 minutes left in the game. I think if you had made different decisions, showed a different level of aggression, had those conversations with your guys like, hey, we're up by this amount of points. Let's get them down 20 and they're going to stop and the game will be over. I think those type of things bother me, that we're not, because I've had people say, well, they were tired. They had played this long. Okay, well, manage your men as well. Let these guys play longer stretches and put this team away, man. Like, throwing out crap lineups against their best players is not going to work. If their best players on the court, our best players need to be on the court too. Like, that's just the way it is. And people have to understand, man, in basketball, if you say, well, they played 9 minutes, 3 minutes of basketball is a lot of possessions, bro. You know what happens in 3 minutes? Like, I mean, for real. You know what happens in 3 possessions. I mean, and I'm not saying they should have played the entire fourth quarter, but if you would have played them in that big, there's certain stretches if you had to play them longer, played them from the beginning to not to the end, but to the game was out of reach. The game would have been out of reach, man. Would have been nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? And it's just that those type of things piss me off. And it just concerns me that it's kind of like we're waiting every game the same. And I was like, well, then I'm thinking, well, Taylor Jenkins, he's not showing any difference between how he's coaching this game and how he coaches any other game. And then he comes in the press conference and he talks about, oh, this is a cup game. This is a cup game. And the refs, Dallas had 44 fouls. We had 14. I'm like, oh, but you're asking the referees to look at this game with a different type of urgency, and you're not looking at this game with a different type of urgency. Like, why aren't you playing? Why didn't Bane and Jaren play more than 30 minutes in that game? Like, why didn't your rotations look more playoff-ish than they would have in that type of game? You know what I mean? Just some weird stuff, man. I think that Ja Morant has shown people that he is still one of the better players in the entire NBA, one of the most exciting players in the NBA. He was able to take off and just lead a team on some crazy runs like the Grizzlies were doing in that game. But I'll just be honest, man. The fact that we didn't look more mature, because I've talked a lot about this year about us being mature. Like, we just look mature. We look like we're the older team now, and these teams are the younger teams. But it's like that with the younger teams. But against the good teams, I do not know what we are, man. I don't. We lost to Golden State. We lost this team against Dallas. We lost to Houston. I don't know what we are, bro. Like, I think we're as good as OCs, but when it came down to a crunch situation against one of the better teams in the league, we absolutely folded, bro. And we looked as immature as ever. This brand new offense, which has looked so good, didn't look like shit when the game got tight.
Yeah, no, it definitely walking away from it, it was easy to say, the team is as good. I mean, I think Nathan Quall said it.
Yeah.
Nathan Quall said it in the Grizz 901 postgame show. He said this Dallas team is a team that the way that it's constructed is a tough matchup for the Grizzlies night in and night out. Mm-hmm. They're a deep team. They played their guys a lot of minutes. And like you said, this team, the Grizzlies had them down pretty much the entire game, right? Like with Luka, with Kyrie, with with Clay, with all their guys having to play major minutes to get back into the game. So I guess you can take a little bit of like solace in that, like this team, when it's playing at its peak level, is as good as any team in the NBA. I do think that, it's easy to forget after one game, one loss against the Dallas team, to say, well, what about those other 6 games that they just won? Like those 6 out of 7 that they had won. I have a question. How many teams, percentage wise, if you had to guess, this is going to be tough to do, I think, but night in and night out, percentage wise, how often will the Grizzlies be the better team on the court? Just the
Oh,
way that
I said this against the Pacers. There aren't that many good teams in the NBA. When I say good, I mean teams that are like real
championship
deal,
level teams.
championship level competing type teams. There aren't that many. And like no, let me take that back. When I say there's only a few good teams, I mean I think there are teams that are good, and there are teams that are ass. They're like not good teams, and I think there's a lot of ass teams in the
There's
NBA.
a lot of really bad basketball in the NBA right now.
And I think there's a lot of teams that people have propped up to be good that really aren't good. And I think we're about to play one tonight. I hope we ain't jinxing. I hope I'm not jinxing the team. I don't think the Kings are good at all, bro. And
I
people
don't
came
think
out
so
really
either.
acting like the Kings are going to be so good. And here come the trade rumors again for De'Aaron Fox. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't think that team is good. Do I think the Clippers are good? No. The Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I don't think they're a good team. There are a lot of teams that teams have kind of, that people have kind of propped up that I think are mediocre as hell. I really don't think are good. And I think the Grizzlies are a good team. But like I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean. Like I don't think the Lakers are a team that compete for a championship. But I think that when the Lakers are full blast, that's the
They're
team
good.
that'll bust your ass. They're a good team.
Yeah.
Trying to think of another example of what I mean. I don't think the Knicks are a team that's gonna compete for a championship, but they're good. They're a good team. They'll bust your ass.
I don't know, man. I think the way they've
way better
ingratiated
than all those teams.
I think the way they brought Cat into that system
Hey,
has
Cat's left foot hooping this year too. I'm happy for
Whew.
him.
I'm
Cat is
happy for him
looking
too.
Yep.
Yeah. The way
Yep.
they brought him into that system and kind of fashioned that offense around him. I mean, Jaylen's still doing his thing. Mikal coming out of the preseason, we were like, what the hell is going on with him? He's hooping now. Josh Hart's playing. They definitely upgraded their roster getting Cat in there,
Them
obviously.
folks ain't good as Boston though. Boston is playing with that league. Milwaukee, I don't think. I mean, they're not bad. I mean, they're better than they started the season. They're not bad. But I think the Grizzlies are in a. If you split the league in two and say, okay, good over here, bad over here, the Grizzlies are a good team. Like, period. But
I do agree with you. It definitely, like, there's got to be ways. I mean, we're talking about, what was that, on Monday night or Tuesday night? Was that Monday?
The game
was Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Yeah.
We're talking about December 3rd, regular season game. And I know Taylor came out and said it was a cup game and the ref should have called it as if it was a cup game, that kind of stuff, almost like playoff intensity. Yeah. But I think you're right. I don't think he coached it any differently than a regular season game. And I think that could be frustrating, right? Like that could be a frustrating thing of like, if you want others to look at it like this is a more important game than 2 nights ago against, the Indiana Pacers or whoever they played,
right?
Then
put your dudes out there.
Then coach it differently, right? Like there should definitely be. I mean, that game had a playoff feel to it. As I was watching it on TV, it had a playoff feel to it, and so
you got punked out, man. You literally got punked out. You let those folks come back on you at the end of the game. They just got you up out of there, and
yeah,
I hate to say I told you so. It's some things I don't like being right about, and with all the excitement about how deep we are, all those type of things. I've been telling people we deep, but there ain't no such thing as depth in the NBA because in the playoffs you ain't playing that many dudes regardless. You're gonna play 8 or 9 guys in the playoffs. Like we can go 12 deep. No, you can't. You can't. You're not that deep. You're not as deep as you thought. And just real quick, bench production the other night. Santiago Dama, who's been a beast the entire season, he gave you 15 and 8. Jake LaRavia, pumpkin, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Jay Huff, he was all right, 8 points, 1 rebound. Luke Kennard did not score. Scottie Pippen Jr., 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. I want to say he had some turnover issues, maybe.
Yeah, he did.
Something was going on. He only had a couple turnovers. It was something he did that was weird. Marcus Smart did not score. I think Marcus Smart's better than that, but I think we do have guys that aren't as ready for these type of games as we thought they would. We hoped they would be. It wasn't fooling me. I know a pumpkin when I see a pumpkin. I think clock is going to strike midnight on a lot of these guys. When I put out my 11-man rotation, everybody nobody had. A lot of people did not have Brandon Clark in it. They had Jay Huff in it. I think Jay Huff's good. I definitely don't think he's a playoff rotation player. Marcus Smart situation. I'm pulling for Marcus Smart to be as good as possible because I want to be good for the Grizzlies or good for somebody else. So that's always going to be my stance with Marcus Smart. I want him to be as good as possible. That game of the night was effing nasty though, bro. That game was nasty, bro. Like Marcus Smart, you that was a horrible game. You did not make a shot. The turnover when
It was the
Santi played,
it was the fouls, man. The fouls were
yeah,
dumb.
the late game foul on Luka sending him to the line without a field goal attempt was crazy. And the when he tried to save the ball that Santi defended, I thought Santi touched the ball. I didn't even see a replay of it. He went forward, him touching it, made it, kept it Dallas ball. I think Dallas scored as well.
He said it was a tip. Did it not get tipped?
I don't know. I haven't heard too much about it, but he just had a horrible decision making game. That's kind of who Marcus Smart is going to be. You're going to have those type of laps of good judgment with him. But I'll say the same thing about him, like I used to say about Dylan Brooks all the time. Those type of dudes are going crazy just trying to win the game. So that's going to come with those type of dudes. They're going to do. Yep. They're going to have stretches of being a dumbass when it comes down to that type of stuff. Yeah, but like I said, man, I think we're good, but it's just I just can't put a finger on how good we are now. And I think even with guys like Vince and Gigi, Edie coming back, I think you'll look even better. But I think we're just going to have to trust the process and let all this come together. It's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner, Kenny Stubblefield. A lot of those items, they're not that great just all by themselves. And even when you finally bring them all together, it's good. But once you get that food, your Thanksgiving food was probably good as shit Friday night. I mean, like the next day once it settled in a little better. But I think that's kind of what we have with this team. But I think they're fine. I think they'll be good. Please beat Sacramento tonight. Please. Do not lose to them dudes, man. That's the team they got to get some revenge on because Sabonis lost his mind on this a couple times last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, be a good game.
I'm just not – I just don't want to overthink individual games, right? Yeah. Like, I don't want to overthink individual games.
Sucks, man, because if we had hung on to that game, Kenny, you would have been like, damn, we beat Luka. Like, we ain't beat Luka in forever. Like, we beat a full-blown Dallas team without Najee Marshall's like the only dude I think that didn't play that's in their rotation. Like, we beat Dallas on the road. Oh, man, we for real. We finna tear up the league. But now you come out really question, like, man, are we legit? Like, are we for real? But go ahead.
Do you, though? Do you?
Yeah,
I don't feel that way at all. I don't feel that way at all.
Like the collapse of it all, but to be up the entire game, you can look at it either way. Like, damn, we were beating these dudes the entire game. Like, you get us again, we'll bust their ass. But then it's kind of like it was just so demoralizing to lose the way we lose. So I really see both sides of it. Go with what you were saying, though, bro.
No, I mean, it's such a long season, and when you do. Like man for man, 5-on-5, the Grizzlies 5 can hang with anybody in the league. Anybody. When you do start introducing bench players into the game, it's a crapshoot, man. You just never know. Like there's a reason why these guys are not. There's a reason why you're going to get a good J Huff game, or you're not. You're going to get a good
Luke Kennard game,
or you're not. But I walked away from that game going, that sucked. That collapse was not good. But I want to stay away personally from like critiquing and like every single game because it's just like, and I know that's what we get paid to do. That's why we're here. But it's just like that game doesn't.
We've lost every game against good teams.
It's true. And that's true. That's true.
The Lakers with AD. Like that's kind of concerning.
And that's where, and I think that's where the critique comes in, right? Is when you do play against those better teams in the league, what kind of decisions are being made? And this is not a rant on Taylor Jenkins or anything like that, but there are games in the NBA where you're going to phone it in and you're just going to, like JJ said it in the game, JJ Redick said it in the game after the Lakers just lost by 40. And he said, we want to make adjustments, but we couldn't even fulfill our baseline game plan, like our baseline defense that we were trying to run. We couldn't even do that. So you can't make adjustments if you can't even do the baseline things well. And I feel like that's kind of where we're at sometimes with the Grizzlies is like, we want to make adjustments and we think Taylor should make adjustments on how he does things, but it's those it's those baseline games, I guess, where you're like, play those games well. And I think the Grizzlies do that. I just want to see Taylor make, better adjustments, I guess, when it comes to those more playoff intensity level games in the regular season.
Yeah.
Those teams that you're going to have to ramp it up a little bit. Like,
Mhm.
hey, if you're playing Washington, sit Ja for the first 6-7 minutes of the fourth quarter. Sit
And let
Jaren for the first,
Jr. give
and
you a
then
triple double with 30.
right, and then come in the next game against Boston and play those mugs 40 minutes and
Right.
see what your dudes do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. And that's something fans have to understand too. I said that in joking about how you could throw out Scottie Pippen Jr. against Washington and he gives you 30 or he gives you a triple double, all those type of things. People have to remember, man, like these are professional NBA players. Like they're able
very good.
to have big
Yeah.
games. You know what I mean? Like Marcus Smart will have a game where he makes 6 3-pointers, and Jake LaRavia will have a game where he has 25 with 5 or 6 threes and blocking shots and all steals and like those things are able to happen. That doesn't mean that's who those guys are, though, right?
Exactly.
Cam
Exactly.
Spencer scored 51 points in the summer league game against professional NBA players. He'll get out there for the Grizzlies. It might not look like shit. Like it's
100%.
because that's not really who he is. That's who he is in that particular moment because he's good enough to do that. He's a professional.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that that's who they are all the time, man. So I think
It's not about, for me, it's not about these players, these bench guys especially. It's not about like, it's not taking their best games and saying that's who they are.
right.
That's not what makes these guys good. It's that level of consistency that you need, right? Like, you
What do
need
know you're going to get from them?
Like, what are you going to get from them on a night in and night out
This is
basis?
why Jaylen Wells is a starter because you're
Which is
going
why
to
he's starting.
defense. He's going to take smart shots. He's shooting 40% from three. He's going to move the ball around. He's not going to take bad shots. Those type of things, what his floor is, regardless of what his ceiling is.
I wanted to ask you about that. And this is the last topic about the Grizzlies, but
yeah, go ahead. I
Jaylen
got
Wells,
more about the Grizzlies, but we can do it after the break. But go ahead.
Jaylen Wells I've heard people say the man got baptized. He got ripped. He like playing against Luka. Did you walk away from that game thinking that Jaylen that he was just torched by Luka?
No. In today's NBA, you're not going to lock anybody down, really, especially not nobody like Luka. I think Jaylen Wells made his game hard. And I've heard people say that they think Jaylen Wells is the best rookie defender they've seen in a long time. And I mean, we saw like Herb Williams come through here. You know what I mean? Like, I think, Jaylen's a really good player, man. Like we talked about, me and Paris talked about this. Like, what's stopping him from becoming a Mikal Bridges type player, OG Anunoby type player? I mean, he's literally starting on what I think is a good NBA team right now as a rookie. So
he's starting on a championship contending team, right? And I think that we've said this numerous times. Jaylen Wells doing what he's doing, being that consistent player, not only on the defensive side, but also he provides offense for you. He makes good plays offensively. He does good things for the Grizzlies. That opens up so much, like in terms of what they do with their rotations and their roster and what the roster is going to look like. And I mean, you're seeing it with Luke. Like, let's be frank about it. Like,
I'm gonna say this: if he can start, he should be able to finish more of these games too. Because I would have liked to see Wells out there a little bit more with everybody else instead of Smart. Yeah, I would like to see him out there with everybody else just to see. Because I think he's maturing. Like there was a game where I told him they should have sat him to play Smart, but now I think you probably should have saw what that looked like.
So I know there has been a consistent thing that's happened over the last couple of games, and that's them closing with a lineup of Ja, Desmond, Marcus, BC, and Jaren. That to me feels intentional. Do you think they're testing that lineup right now to see if that's going to be a closing lineup for them as they get further into the season?
Yeah, I think they're kind of just doing it because they don't. I think it's more so they don't particularly trust Wells in big game moments like that, like those tight. Because if you got a guy like Marcus Smart on your team, he needs to be closing. He needs to be guarding the best guy on the other team. Like this, is just kind of the way it is. But like I said, I would like to see Wells get some of that too. And I'm gonna say this too, man. Like this is not that conversation. I'm not saying this to knock him in that type of stuff. I would not have been mad if that game if it was Ja Wells and Smart out there. And what I mean by that is Bane just ain't giving it to you right now, bro. And I'm sure he will give it. I know he will bring it back. I know he will give it to you soon. But right now, man, Dez is just not right. I don't know if it's physically, mentally. I think he's struggling with his offense. I don't think he's a fan of this offense. This is all just me just kind of gauging up what I see and how this offense kind of allows certain guys to do certain things. There's not a lot of room for creativity in this offense, like one-on-one creativity. Like most of the points are meant to be scored off an assist. or just a direct line to the basket on the easy play. And Dez doesn't. He's a methodical dribble, set me a screen, dribble. That type of guy, score. And I think he's just kind of struggling in this free flowing offense a little bit. I think that's just what it is. And people are like, well, he's not making shots because the shots don't look like the ones he was getting in the other offense. Like that type of stuff matters, bro. Like where you are on the court when you're taking the shot, where you are in the shot clock when you're taking the shot, like what action got you that open shot. All those type of things is about rhythm, man. Like I never played a game of in the NBA, but I mean, if you ask pros, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Rhythm, how and where you're getting your shots in the offense matter as far as
Matters.
guys. I think it does, and I think he's struggling for that reason. I think he's not the biggest fan of this offense. And the games where he's had his big games, he was like, "All right, screw this, bro. Let me go back to what I know." Hey, come on, hey, BC, come set this screen.
Yeah.
Hey, how many times have I said this season? Hey, BC, get your ass over here and set this screen. Jack Eady, come get your big ass over here and set this screen. It's been that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I would not mind experimenting if only to have those two multiple defenders too, because Dez isn't a good defender. Like and I've thrown this out, man. Thrown this out a million times. Not a million times. I've thrown this out lately. And I know people get on my guy EJ about it on Spaces. Desmond Bane being the sixth man on this team would not be a bad idea, bro.
It's crazy.
All right, man. I'm telling you. I understand what he is. I understand how good he is. I understand the money he makes. It would not kill you, bro.
It's not even about that.
If you're full strength and you got guys like Vince, Gigi, Jaylen Wells, if you got Marcus Smart, Vince Williams, Jaylen Wells, three versatile defenders in your team at one time. A backcourt with Ja and Desmond Bane is not the ideal situation you want defensively. Neither is Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving either, but they make it work. You know what I'm saying? But you're forcing whoever's playing at the three to be your best defender. And for Dallas, there's Klay Thompson, who's a really good defender, and there's also the Najee Marshall dude whenever he's there. But but you're making it where if you're going to play Marcus Smart, he's got to play with those two dudes. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could do some more versatile lineups if Bane didn't start, and he could come out the bench and just be murdering dudes. But
I just think you have so much data and history of Ja and Dez playing so well together.
And going off. But in this offense, how does it look though?
Yeah, and I still think, and I do agree with you. I do think that I think Dez has had the longest adjustment period with this offense. I think he's having to learn where to get his shots and how to get them off.
Because in this offense, if you're not the dude with the ball in your hand, who's heavy using the ball like Ja is,
right?
You just want another dude on the perimeter that's like running around and setting screens and all that type of and cutting to the basket. You're just another dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But go ahead, bro.
No, I just think those two guys are so talented enough together on the offensive side that they'll figure this out. Like they're going to figure this out. I still think, and I know people have worked through this in their brain, talked about it ad nauseum on all podcasts. I still think Dez is dealing with a lower back situation. I think that oblique has, and you can see it on his downhill Dez moves. Like I said this in a group chat that we have, you can tell when he's moving straight line to the basket, he's fine, right? But having to turn corners, coming off of cuts, he struggles with that right now. He's not getting the separation that he has had in the past. And I think that as somebody who has dealt with back injuries my entire life, that side to side lateral movement is like murder on your oblique in your back. It's murder. And so especially if it's already compromised, and so I think there's a level of, if it means sitting him down and bringing him off the bench while he gets that back situation right, then I think you do that. But I think long term, the Grizzlies are better with Jaren and Dez playing together as much as possible. I mean, Ja and Dez playing together as much as possible. But I do think Dez is good enough to where you put him in any role, whether it's off the bench or starting two. I think he'll be fine either way. But.
Yeah, because I ain't saying bear him on the bench. He would play the same exact minutes, but just for matchup purposes, I think it would not be a bad idea to bring him off.
The way Taylor does his rotations, he might play more minutes off the bench.
Right, he'd be coming in with 10 minutes left in the first.
I mean.
I'm a big fan of versatile wings, like they can dribble, pass, shoot, defend.
Yeah.
And I was watching some Gigi Jackson highlights of last season. I was like, good God, I forgot. Bro, like, and we got an update from him that he's about 6 to 8 weeks away is when they expect him to be back. That's not bad. I was hoping sometime in December. You're looking
does that include 6 to 8 weeks, does that include like a ramp up period, or is that like 6 to 8 weeks then he starts to ramp up? Because there's going to have to be some levels of getting right physically, right? Or getting right like conditioning and stuff.
I think it's probably included in there. That's a good point, bro. Like, nobody's even asked it because everybody thought it was gonna be in December. Maybe he'll be back ready for basketball, like practicing and stuff.
Yeah,
sometime in December. Then they'll just get him up to speed for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Give him a little mini camp or something.
I guarantee you we'll see him in the hustle for a little bit. I guarantee
you. Play hustle games?
I think so. Yeah,
I'll take a trip to go see this shit. Hey, I'm gonna say tell me when they go to South Haven. I ain't never been in them games ever.
Hey, see Killer Cam and Gigi down there. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Hey, we're gonna go see and Yuki. Hey,
and Yuki. What are we talking about?
People say to me, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be going to some hustle games." Y'all do not be going to hustle games, bro.
Y'all don't even go to Tigers games, man.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that. We come back for the break too. Why y'all ain't going to Tiger games? We gonna take a break, man. When we gonna talk back, we gonna talk about Tiger basketball. The boys got their swag though, man. Hey,
yeah, they do.
Bullshitting the little team. Hey, we gonna bust their ass in a second, man. We got this. I love it. But we do want to find out why y'all ain't going to games though. We'll talk about that and more when we come back on the Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys soon.
If you had a redraft right now, would Jaylen Wells go in the top? Would Jaylen Wells go in the first round?
Yes.
How high do you think that is? I'm curious about this because we're very jaded. We're very biased, me and you, but also everybody else involved in the chat is obviously here listening to the Grizzlies.
Oh, in this draft, like lottery. If he keeps playing to this level, I mean, easily hands down first round pick. And unless someone else starts going crazy, he would be a lottery pick.
I think top 15, top 18 are 100%. A lock. Can't be overstated how much he helps to go to a good team, though. And that's the biggest thing is when you don't have to create yourself. And that's what these other guards and these other players, they're having to create their own shot. Jaylen Wells doesn't have to right now because he has a lot of good players around him.
If he had played to this ability on a bigger stage in college, I don't think it's crazy to see him as a lottery pick.
Tune in to the Grizz 901 postgame show, live after every Grizzlies game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I told you that I think I need to write in and tell somebody that I retired.
You officially retired?
So for me, I think it's literally, I just want to let everybody know I'm making my announcement here on Night Court.
This is breaking stuff.
That I'm retired. I'm not coming back. I think I'm gonna hang up my sneakers. I've done as much as I can in this game that I can do. But I want to thank all my coaches, all my teammates, some of the GMs, the NBA is great to me and my family, man. Mm-hmm. So I would just like to say, oh wow, I just want to say thank you.
Oh no, tears! Oh my goodness. Can we go on, or should we just end it there?
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Shout out to all the people watching today. People who watching on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook.
What's up,
Appreciate
Facebook?
Y'all, man. What's up, my Facebookers out there? Just keep in mind, we don't know how long we're gonna do this. We about to bring y'all back to YouTube. Just trying to do a little experiment, man. Just see how it goes.
Man. Getting some
Who
entry
knows?
ramps for you. Letting y'all get access to the man.
Y'all know we out here, man. They like y'all get access to the boy, man. A lot of my people, they're like, man, I know you do a show, man. I be seeing the clips every now and again, but how I get to it? But that's what happens too, man. A lot of people might see a clip on TikTok, and you can't really link it, so they don't really know how to get to the show. Or a lot of people don't even know how to do this because I don't really, pub it on Facebook like that. But now we live, you see it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Shout out to my Tiger basketball fans out there, man. Penny's got a good team. Want to say they are 8-1 this year.
7-1. 7-1. Hey,
and
did you see? Did you see the? Before we get to that, have you seen Penny on the Out the Mud podcast? Have you
I
seen
ain't
that?
watched the whole thing, but I saw the clips of it. Yeah.
Man, dude, you need to watch it. If
Yeah.
you want to see Penny in like
Full
Penny, dude, it's so good. What's wild? I mean, dude.
I think Penny was like cussing on that and everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it was going nuts. I loved it. It was awesome. It was awesome. You don't ever get to see Penny in that mode, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, it was good.
The Michael Cole just put out a tweet saying that Taylor Jenkins said that the Grizzlies have a small package they'll look to dial up more for those late game scenarios when the game is close. That's the lineup he had out there. He had Jaren, BC, Marcus Smart, Desmond, Bane, and Ja. How much Smart? What are you talking about? Scottie Pippen Jr.? I don't know what this dude's doing. I don't know what that means, bro. I mean, you played a small lineup. You closed with 3 guards and 2 power forwards the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you just go Jaren, no BC, she's talking about Santi, but Santi closed that game.
Didn't he close that game? No. It was at 5
Santi
that I was
closed that game.
Did he close?
I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, all right. Anyway, University of Memphis. This feels better than last year. I hate to say it feels better because I feel like I'm really saying that in hindsight. Because I really thought Penny had a team that was busting people's ass last year, and I was excited that he had a team that could score. But this team now feels so solid. It seems like their floor is high as hell.
Yeah.
Last year's team ceiling felt super high, especially when you went out and got the kid from Kansas State.
The Naquan Tomlin kid. Yeah.
Yeah. When you got him, I was like, oh shit, like we really about to do something.
Yeah.
But the floor of this team feels very high. This team seems very poised. The defense is crazy. Very good backcourt. Just 2 solid guards. You got guys who come in, know how to play a role. Penny ain't playing that many dudes. You know what I mean? It's like it feels like a totally different team. And shout out to Penny, like you said. Go ahead.
Penny said it last night. He thinks that the Tyrese Hunter, PJ Haggerty, Colby Rogers backcourt's the best backcourt in the country right now.
Hey, I ain't mad at him.
I don't think there's there's a lot of really good backcourts. College basketball is a guard dominant game, but I don't think there's a disagreement. I mean, I'm sure there's some schools that would say no, ours is better, but man, they're playing like they're the best backcourt in the country.
Let me the Michael Cole is putting out stuff live from Coach Jenkins. Let me ask you what you think about this. I think I might be looking into this wrong. This might be a tweet that just makes me look like a dummy. Hold on. He says Taylor Jenkins said the Grizzlies weren't comfortable with where Zach Edey is in his progression. We'll continue to monitor him over the next couple of weeks. Is he talking about his ankle or is he talking about on-court development? He's talking about his ankle, right?
It's got to be his ankle, yeah. Yeah. There might be a level of stability that's not there yet.
In his progression to monitor him over. So he's weeks away with an ankle sprain?
They're going to monitor him over the next couple of weeks, yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that this is about the injury and not about just him fitting into the flow of the team? No,
I mean, I think it's clearly about his ankle injury.
Right, let me delete my tweet then. I might be sounding dumb.
No, you're good.
But yeah. But back to University of Memphis, man. I'll say this. This is something people just gotta have to relax on because this is something that somebody told me when it comes down to ticket sales. Basically they said if you didn't sell a lot of season tickets, you're not gonna get a lot of walk up ticket sales at a game. And this particular Tiger season was not anticipated to be good by a lot of people who actually buy tickets. They didn't buy them. And if I were a diehard Tiger fan like that, with some of the weird stuff that happened this offseason, I think I probably would not about buy season tickets either. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a case of it just doesn't work like that. Like you're not selling out games with walk-ups. Like that. I think that's what it is. So like you just didn't have a lot of season ticket holders.
Season tickets are way down this offseason.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can like come back out again and maybe re-offer stuff at a better price or something, or I don't know.
I think they're trying to do some like packages, right? Like 4 or 5 games at a time, that kind of deal, kind of like what the Grizzlies do, with kind of a packaged deal.
Yeah.
That I think they're trying to do that more. But yeah, I mean, like, talking about the crowd, the crowd was not great last night. It was one of the more subdued. Like, it just was not, the environment was not what it normally is for Tiger games.
And I've heard people say like, "Oh, bad opponent is cold." I'm like, bro, y'all gotta stop like but if somebody say we Mayberry when it comes down to stuff like that, they get offended. Like, bro, those are the type of excuses that you make for that type of stuff. Now, I will say this, man. I will say this. Like, I'm privileged when it comes down to a lot of stuff because I haven't had Tiger basketball credentials in a long time. I ain't applied for Tiger basketball credentials in a long time. But I was always able to kind of just go to games whenever I wanted to, and I had a parking pass. The price of parking downtown is damn near preposterous, bro. Like you're paying $30, $40 to go to a game if you're going to park into these garages. And that's just kind of crazy, bro. Like, I don't know if that happened because of the premier parking thing that's kind of taking over the entire city. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's like,
that corner of the market.
I've got a couple of like connections when it comes down to parking spots that I can kind of park in, and I empathize. So I'm like, bro, like I'm not paying like that amount of money to go see a game. Like I'm just not doing it. Like I'm just not. I can sit at home and just enjoy myself. And I live right down the street, really. I live 2 or 3 minutes of FedEx Forum, and like I said, I've got a couple of perks when it comes down to parking that I can use, or I just kind of take. But if I didn't do that, bro, I would not be going to games like that either. Like that, if that is a legit thing to me, because I'm not poor by any means. Like I make enough money to do what I want to do and live comfortably. But like I can't afford to do that. Like if I had to go to 3 or 4 games a night, I'm not spending $100 something a week just to park to go to a game. That's just it's insane.
It's like you're adding another price of a ticket just to go to the game. Yeah.
Right. Like, bro, that is insane, bro. Like that's like the price of parking. And I do music bingo, right? 3 nights out the week. And one of the spots I go to is Huey's. And there's a parking lot that I park in that's not even really that close to FedEx Forum. It's right there on Union and next to can't think of what that thing is called. It's down there by Huey's.
Yeah. The parking garage right there by Huey's. Yeah.
Right. And that joint, I guess you can call that game parking, but if there's any type of event going on, that parking is like $30, $20, $20-something, And I get reimbursed for whatever I spend. But I'm like, bro, I would not do this, bro. Like I would not spend this type of money. And I guess it's, I guess like I said, I'm privileged where over the years I've not had to do that very often. But I just would not, I don't understand how people are doing it. So I get that part. And I'll say this again, man. I've been saying this for years. I think that they're trying to do a much better job now. But the University of Memphis over the years, they missed a generation. And I think they're trying to get that generation back. I think a lot of Tiger basketball fans are aging out. I think a lot of people who are your diehard University of Memphis basketball fans are just not, they're just old. You know what I mean? And I think they've done a poor job of reaching to the next generation and getting younger people involved. I don't know how I've shared solutions on how I think they can fix that. We'll see as far as that goes. But like Penny's got a hell of a team. I think the city is excited about it. I don't think there's a lack of excitement about it. But like I said, when those season tickets haven't already been purchased, it's easier said than done to actually get people into those seats at this point of the season.
Well, and I think a portion of it, it's tough. Just like we don't want to critique every single Grizzlies game and determine what the team is based off of one game. You don't want to do that also with fans that come to games. I mean, obviously we're coming off Thanksgiving holiday. You're coming off the student section was non-existent because there were finals going on. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just there's certain games that you're just not going to get, especially when it's in the middle of the week, that you're not going to get a full house. And it looks worse because you're in an 18,000 person arena. Right. And I think I love the fact that the Grizzlies play at the FedEx Forum. But I think that there is a level. That's what I mean. The Tigers are playing in the FedEx Forum, but I do think that there is a level of the size of that arena, the way it swallows up whoever's in there. You know what I'm saying?
Like shout out to TD Jakes too, man.
Hey, man, shout out to man. Hope the man's okay.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely would love to see, especially the Tigers being a top 20 team in the country, playing well. But I do think that there is a segment of very loud Tiger fans that are waiting for the shoe to drop, just like it did last year.
Yeah,
right?
and I think it's kind of crazy. Like, enjoy the season, man. Don't miss the run waiting for it to fall. Just enjoy the season.
And that seems to be, I think, what I would that to me would be the message that I would give, and I've tried to share it on every podcast that I've been on. Is number one, somebody who's been around these teams for the last 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
This team is different. This is not last year. This is not last year's team. Huh?
Penny's different.
Penny's different. Like you've heard him talk over the last couple of weeks. We've been saying this during the offseason. Penny's moving differently right now, man.
Yeah.
Like he's moving differently. And
I remember when you first told me, you was like, man, something's going on with Penny, man. You said it before. You said it before he was even a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I do think I think me and you have talked about it numerous times. I do think that the change in leadership with the athletic department has had a massive role in that.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan, Ed Scott, I think they have brought. Speaking of, not to totally change subjects, but I do want to give a shout out to all the Tiger Athletics, man. Like going through a really rough time with the Associate Athletic Director Marlon, and I know Marlon, but I don't know how to say his last name. Marlon in Maui, bro, had a heart attack. He's Associate Athletic Director, had a heart attack and passed away today.
That's tough, man. I saw that story. Yeah.
So, man, just shout out to Marlon and his family and just the Tiger Athletics, man. We're just all of us over here at Bluff City Media are praying for you guys, man. That's tough.
Yeah, for sure, man. But like I said, Penny's got a good team. We just enjoy the moment, man. Don't worry about the shoe falling. Just enjoy the moment, man. For sure. Enjoy it while you can, for sure. Well, man, we about to slide up out of here, man. Another one down. This is episode what now? This is 148.
148, baby.
Fans, we about to hit 150.
Let's go.
But all our new people who are watching on Twitter and Facebook, appreciate y'all. Y'all better start sliding over to YouTube, man, because I'm not gonna guarantee you how long we're gonna be doing this for. Just go type in Anthony Sain Show on YouTube. You'll be able to find it. Subscribe to Bluff City Media anyway. It may be a better way to watch it than watching it. You on Facebook. If you go out of Facebook, it's gone. So, but if you watch it on YouTube, you can still watch it and still be doing other things on your phone.
And you can watch all the other stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. You can watch everything on Bluff City Media.
You can watch Brevin Knight announce his basketball retirement.
Yeah,
man.
Brevin Knight announced his retirement.
So crazy.
Hey, them boys' hoodies was crazy. I said, man, I need to start going there. Rob, y'all dudes.
Hey, Rob had a big old stain right here on his white hoodie, man. I felt so bad for him. Yeah,
well, man, we about to slide about this joint, man. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday. Hope y'all enjoy this weekend. Let me know in the comments, man, did the Grizzlies win or lose last night?
That didn't work out well for us last time, man.
When the show lined up, man, it's happening on game nights where we're recording. So let me know if we won last night or not in the comments, man. For Kenny Stubblefield, for my man Perry Sharkey, who was a game time scratch, it's your boy Anthony Sain. We'll see y'all next week, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.